Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day we have all been waiting for so long, the day of redemption, the day of judgment, the day of righteousness, the day that the world will be saved. And it wouldn't have been possible without the man, the myth, the legend, the man who will save the world, no, who is saving the world, the supreme leader of Barnat! Hello, as you have all heard, today is the day of the century, no, of the universe. Today, the old falls and the new rises. The fall of corruption in this world, the end of hypocrisy, the end of wars, and the end of death. Today, March 10th of the grand year of 1982, all the planets shall align, creating a massive beam of energy to shoot into the earth, finally releasing the Salvatore. The Salvatore will carry us on its back as we march into the COPO and destroy all of it with what should have been done 70 years ago, blessing the new creator of this world, and it shall be me. And all under me shall prosper like never before. And to make it even sweeter, this is the newest and greatest thing the Oculus organization has ever created. This weapon will give us the leverage to control any civilization that step out of line. It is called the Nova Bomb. This weapon is roughly equivalent to 24 quintillion megatons of TNT, making it as powerful as a supernova.
All hail supreme leader, all hail supreme leader, all hail supreme leader, all hail supreme leader, all hail supreme.
Once that clock hits 1 a.m., the world will be ours. So everyone get ready. The day of true judgment has arrived, and no mercy shall be shown to anyone. The new world will be born.
Parents, I'm sorry this had to happen to you. I'm sorry that I fell for his trick. I was so desperate to see Casey alive again. I didn't want to imagine her having to live a life as a monster. But in the process, I sold her over to him. I'm sorry for never telling you the truth until now. Casey is your sister. She was taken away by the man in blue and turned into a monster. So I sacrificed myself to save her and you. Terrence, I'm so sorry that I had failed you. I'm a terrible mother. I should have kept you both closer to me. I should have actually kept you safe. I caused all of this. This is the only person who deserved death is me. So if you are still filled with anger, I will gladly accept my true death by your hands, Terrence.
What son would I be if I killed my own mother? Do you think we were made on this earth just to ask for death? No! I refuse to accept that. We are still here for a reason, purpose that we must fulfill. So no matter what happens, I would never kill you. I would never hate you. I will never have resentment towards you. I will never despise you, because you gave me life and did all that you could to keep me alive. So the one who deserves death is me. I wasted the life you gave me almost until the end.
Parents, you may have never been able to see the truth before, but that does not mean that your life was a waste.
Yes, it was. I was never able to stop the blue man. I was never able to save those kids. I was never able to even save my own sister because I was blind. I was blind to the walls closing in from all sides. So don't tell me.
Parents, we have all been blind. We have all been manipulated. We have all been played. So don't think you're the only failure here. Terrence, I'm a Caswell too. I'm also weak. So please don't think you are alone. I know your pain perfectly. There.
Thank you for being my mother. Thank you for never giving up on me. Thank you so much.
Don't worry, you're right. We're still alive for a reason, a purpose. So let's complete it, okay?
Yes.
Alpha!
What seems to be the situation, madam?
Where are the tissues I asked for?
Still generating, madam.
Of course it is.
What is that?
Oh yeah, I haven't introduced him, have I? Well, he is...
I am Affirmative Life Protection Held App. What?
Who said that you could speak?
Sorry, madam. It won't happen again. I am so confused.
This is Alpha.
Isn't that this space around us?
Well, who do you think owns this place?
The big Smurf?
Really? No, this is Alpha.
So why does he dress like a butler? Because my creator designed me with the best service imaginable.
Get it through your thick blockhead. Only speak when I say speak.
But madam, you said speak in a sentence, which means I can... I think he gets the point.
He better. Now this idiot is Alpha.
So he's alive as well.
Kind of. He's meant to host us in this empty void until we are sent to one of those monsters.
You mean the pupas? Oh no.
Luckily, that's why I need you, Alpha. You can speak now.
Thank you so much. What do you need? Fake water? Fake food? Fake chair? Fake
Do
glory?
you want to die?
Never mind.
I need you to get us a way out of here.
I'm sorry, but there seems to be no files related to a way out of here. On second thought, there might be something I could do. I could transform in my humanoid form and let you guys control what I do. Are there any other options? Let me see here. Yeah, no, nothing. Really?
Terrence, stop whining. We don't have a lot of time.
Well, clearly that's a lie, because you hang around this bucket of boats.
Well, it gets lonely in here, alright?
Fine, whatever.
Sweet, let's begin.
Affirmative. Beginning process. 0.1%. 0.2%. 0.3%.
This is gonna take a while.
0.4%. 0.5%. Then we cut to the massive Oculus spaceship floating nearby Earth's orbit. First, disable all electricity on Earth. Yes, Supreme Leader. The employee puts it in command in the computer and sends out massive shockwaves, disabling all Earth electronics. Second, charge up connection wave. Yes, Supreme Leader. Then suddenly sound waves are sent down into the Earth, which sounds weird and strange, but begins to open a hole in the forest, appearing to be a massive hole in the ground. Perfect. Now send the pipe all the way down. Yes, Supreme Leader. Suddenly the massive spaceship's bottom opens up, revealing a massive clear tube that begins to spin like a drill, then is shot down into the earth, causing wind to be blown long distances. Then shockwaves are sent around through the pipe, causing the ground below to shake insanely. Perfect. Now all we need to do is wait half an hour before he is fully ready. In the meantime, let's get ready for the big event. Then we cut back to the ground shaking, and having dust and wind fly into the air. Then we see Alexander Casey running towards the massive clear tube. Damn, it's already started.
This is bad. Soon, because of all the shockwaves, all the planets will be aligned, causing the Salvador to be released.
I already know. Luckily, all we need to do is stop the shockwaves, which should stop the El Salvador from waking up in time.
Easier said than done, especially with the blue man there.
True, but there is a weapon that can stop him. All we need to do is reach it before it's too late. Finally, Alexander and Casey reach the tube and begin to climb it together.
The only time being a monster is better than being a human.
The only time it's better to be an alien than being a human. Then we cut to the Alpha computer and we hear 99.9%, 100. Suddenly a massive blue light shines through the room. Then we see the humanoid Alpha program, alive and well. So what should I do first? Get us out of this underground facility!
And stop whatever gets in our way.
Affirmative. Then Alpha runs into the hallway when suddenly the alarm goes off. The three pupils show up in front of Alpha. And Alpha punches one of the pupils in the face before jumping and kicking the other two in midair. Then he continues running, and from all sides pupils show up, which he kicks, punches, and jumps to avoid them and stops them, which the pupils are furious about and shriek behind Alpha. Approximately 12 feet from reaching the elevator. Perfect! Then Alpha makes a turn and sees something that makes him stop running.
Hey, what is it, Alpha?
New opponent approaches. Then we see in front of Alpha, the man in the blue coat walking over to them. What the hell do you think you're doing, Alpha? I am serving the souls inside me, as I'm supposed to. Wrong! You are meant to hold the souls down and keep them weak. However, by your pathetic track record and your attempts of rebelling right in front of me, I have no choice. But under the Supreme Leader's rules, any rebellion against him will be crushed instantly. Then he takes off his cloak, and we see Alpha get shocked. Terrence screams out, "That's impossible!" Then we see the man, who is half pupa and half man. Shock a little, huh? Understandable for a loose bolts guy like you. I am the first and only successful ultimate hybrid between man and pupa. 15 years ago, a pupa ate half of me alive and left me for dead. But the Supreme Leader found me and promised if I swore my loyalty to him, that I would never see death. My name is Semnis, the ultimate creation. So I hope you're ready to be dismantled, Alpha. Suddenly, Semnis instantly grabs Alpha's face and throws him through multiple rooms. Then Alpha tries getting up, but as he does so, Semnis is already about to spin kick him in the face, which he does and sends him flying again. Come on! Is that all you got? Then Alpha regains his footing and blocks Semnis' arms as he charges at him. Wrong one! Then Semnis charges a red ball of energy in his pupa hand and it stretches, hitting Alpha in the face, causing a massive red explosion. Then the smoke begins to clear, and we see that Alpha jumps out of the smoke and onto the ground, realizing that some of his parts are now exposed. Then through the smoke, Alpha hears, "Come on! Don't run away!" Suddenly, Semmis is right in front of him, and Semmis finishes saying, "Chicken!" and backhand Alpha into one of the rooms, causing rubble to fall on Alpha. Then Semmis says, walking towards him, "I still don't understand why the Supreme Leader created you. You, without a doubt, are the worst creation he has ever made. Time for you to die." Then suddenly Alpha grabs Semmis' arms, and Semmis tries to stab through the chest, and instead Alpha suplexes him into the ground. Then Alpha suddenly realizes that Semmis has never let go of his arm. Then Semmis suddenly rips off Alpha's arm completely. Then Semmis jumps out of the rubble and uses his pupil arm to cut Alpha straight down the middle, instantly splitting him into two. Boom, baby! Finally! I've waited so long to do that. It is finally over. Suck my dick! Suddenly Alpha's arm is now in Semmis' chest, which shocks Semmis. The only fool here was you, Semmis. How the hell are you still alive? Simple. The Alpha you've been fighting has been only a fake copy of me. What? When you spin kicked me in the face, I created a fake copy of myself to fight you, which only had half my strength. The only one who should be dismantled is you, Semmis. Then Semmis, bleeding, says, "You really are smart for a bucket of bolts. But a bucket of bolts will never be able to stop the Supreme Leader. So try all you want, if you want to die." Then he falls over on the floor and dies. "May God have mercy on your soul," Alpha says. Then Alpha turns away and begins walking away. Then Carrie says to Alpha,
We've got to get to that spaceship.
Then Terrence says to Alpha, "She's right. Do you know any way of getting there really fast?" Then Alpha thinks and says, "Hold on. Loading. Loading. Loading." Then Carrie says,
This is why I hit him.
Ah, now I get it. Then Alpha says, "Indeed, madam. I can activate my super speed transportation." Then Carrie says,
That's perfect.
then Alpha says, "Splendid. Let's go." Suddenly Alpha begins to run extremely fast, making his leg feel like a spinning vortex as Alpha runs off in excitement. Then we cut to Alexander and Casey breaking into a dark hallway. "Come on, let's keep going." Then the two run for a while in the hallway. Then they see a pitchfork hallway up ahead. Damn! Which way do we go?
You head that way and I'll head this way.
What, are you crazy? Do you have any idea what will happen if we split up? You could be killed!
We both knew that the moment we ran over here.
This is different. I am willing to sacrifice myself for you, but I do not want you to sacrifice yourself for me.
Why does it matter who sacrifices or not? We're both going to die anyway.
No, I don't want you to die.
Why?
Because...
Of what happened with Carrie, right?
Suddenly through the ceiling, something comes crashing down, splitting Casey and Alexander from each other. Immediately the thing that crashed through is revealed to be a super pupa, and instantly charges towards Alexander, terrifying him. Then suddenly, as a super pupa attacks Alexander, Casey blocks it with her now exposed pupa arm.
So you think you can beat me, huh? I'll do whatever it takes.
Casey.
Why are you still here? Get going already. Go find it.
Then Alexander runs off, as Casey is left to fight against the massive super pupa. Then Casey dodges the super pupa's arm, which swings at her. Then the super pupa's other arm crashes into the ground, but Casey dodges it just in time. But then, the same arm instantly goes and slaps Casey through the walls into multiple rooms. Casey regains her footing and creates a red ball of energy in her hand, which she blasts into the smoke. But the super pupa grabs the blast and instantly destroys it, shocking Casey. Suddenly through the smoke, a massive blue light is seen, and Casey quickly jumps out of the way as a massive blue laser is shot at her, destroying a lot of the rooms in the process, leaving everything a wasteland of rubble. Then suddenly the super pupa runs towards her out of the smoke, and grabs her neck and lifts her up into the air. She tries to break free of the super pupa's grasp.
It's no use. The fury of me could never hope to be a superior.
Then the super pupa puts his hand on her head, to try and tear off her head, making Casey scream in pain. Then the super pupa's arm is cut off out of nowhere, and Casey continues to scream in pain, allowing Casey to fall and be saved. Glad you're still alive, Casey. Then Casey sees Alpha.
Alpha?
Stand back, sweetie. I will handle this.
Who dares cut off my arm?
Then the super pupa sees Alpha.
It's you. How dare you? Perish, you fucking aborts.
Then the super pupa tries to squash Alpha, but Alpha puts his hands up in midair and deflects the super pupa's attack, making him fall over. And you see Casey shocked and amazed at what she is seeing. Casey, I'm so happy that you're alive.
Mommy.
I'm so happy you're still alive. It's me and Terrence. You've already done enough, sweetie. It's time we return the favor. Then Casey begins to cry, realizing that her mom is still alive, and so is Terrence. You don't need to say anything. We will always protect you. Then suddenly Alpha is instantly slapped into multiple rooms by the super pupa. Then Alpha regains back its footing, sticks his arm out and screams and says, "Drops of rain mixed with thunders of the clouds, with blows of destruction, massive beat us." Suddenly, a massive electronic blast is sent at the super pupa, hitting him directly. The super pupa begins to gasp for air, and begins to charge again at Alpha. Cages of demons, boxes of steel, confinements of solitary, light cave out! Suddenly, the massive cage of light traps the super pupa, which then turns into spikes and crashes down, hitting the super pupa to the ground. Rage of the suddenly the super pupa breaks free out of nowhere. Then Terrence and Carrie say, "Hurry!" Right. Rage of the mighty creator of fire, stomps of quakes, shots of lava, burning Eusebius, Exodus! Suddenly a massive wave of fire rocks gets shot out of a portal towards the super pupa, but it dodges every single one. Suddenly at close range, it shoots out another blue laser towards Alpha, which Alpha dodges for the last second, nearly completely destroying him. Then Alpha teleports behind the super pupa, When suddenly Super Hero stretches out its arm and grabs Alpha and begins to charge a blue laser right up at Alpha's face.
This is it.
Suddenly, all of the Super People's eyes are closed by Casey's hand, which makes the Super People to scream in pain, making him shoot the laser upwards, create a massive hole into space above.
You wanna play dirty, huh? Then so be it.
Suddenly, Casey's arm is completely ripped off, making her scream in immense pain. Then the Super People stomp on her over and over, making her cough a lot of clean blood. Then Alpha teleports and tries to use a spell on the Super People, but Alpha is slammed down by one of the Super People's arms. Then Super People says,
Finally, I get to kill the traitor and my creator. Now perish!
the Super People charges a laser at both of them, when Carrie suddenly gains full control of Alpha and finds a light sword in the rubble, and almost cuts the Super People in half with her waist. Then everything goes quiet as the Super People falls to the ground. Then Alpha runs over to Casey and tries to wake her up.
Sweetie, wake up. Please wake up.
Trust me, she isn't gonna wake up anytime soon.
That voice.
Suddenly, all over, the rooms fall over and we see the massive dome they have been trapped in. Then we see a bot standing in front of the dome.
You.
It's surprising to see you alive. That's what I would say if I was a fool.
What the hell do you mean?
Turn around, madam, and you will see. Then Alpha turns around to see Casey with a massive cut in the waist, nearly splitting her into two.
What the hell did you do to her?
You really are annoying. The first thing you start doing when you see me after 30 years is accuse me of something that I didn't do. How pathetic.
Who else did this?
The answer is simple. You did.
You're lying.
You fought the Super Pupa, but right as I was about to kill you, I swapped the Super Pupa with Casey, making you cut up Casey. However, you didn't really do a good job at it.
How dare you, you sick monster.
How can you call me a monster when you cut up your own daughter?
Mommy!
Don't go, okay? Don't go away, please.
You really don't get it, do you? You are just as foolish as before, Carrie. You have all fallen under my plan.
What the hell do you mean, your plan?
Everything that has happened has all been a part of my master plan. You see, I created Alpha knowing there was a chance that it could betray me. I created an organization to get the Salvatore, not to save this world, but to bring justice to all worlds. I kidnapped thousands of peoples and created reptins, pupas and super pupas, knowing each strength and weakness. I created a Venetian plant and found the perfect location for the Salvatore to come out of the ground, which is a little known place called Super Trail Park. I used you to bring me closer to your daughter, and I knew when I made that deal with you, I was going to change some details. You would start an uprising, so I let you live inside Alpha. Then Casey found Terrence, which I knew would cause her to want to rebel against me, working with George, which I've already killed. Don't believe me? Look for yourself. Suddenly a bot takes out of his pocket the head and arms of Georgie and throws it near Casey, making her gasp in shock and terror. I knew he would try to betray me. All I needed was to find the perfect time to kill him. And what wasn't a better time than when Terrence entered into his old room. I created a door of nightmares just for you, Carrie, so this way I could pick you all off one by one. And I knew every move, every thought, every breath you all had, because I put cameras in all of my creations, allowing me to see everything, which made it so much more fun to see your despair. I also knew that Alexander was with you guys. I can see that he tried to hide his identity, because the only true time he ever mentioned his name was probably when Terrence first met him. However, I knew Terrence would say his name, which confirmed my theory. What I'm trying to say in a nutshell is that you've all been under my palm the entire time. Every move you made, I was already 10 steps ahead of you all. So Carrie, Terrence, and Casey, you all never had a chance to win. You were all doomed to hell. the moment you got in my way. Suddenly, Alpha charges towards the bot and screams out.
Let's see about that, you sick demon!
Suddenly, time freezes and Alpha realizes this. Then a bot simply walks past her and say, I have waited a long time for this. Thank you all for participating in my experiment. Then suddenly... Alpha is completely destroyed instantly. Casey sees this in fear and terror. A bot continues walking over to Casey, which makes Casey terrified and tries to crawl away. But then suddenly a bot steps in front of her and bot says, It's so nice to see a bloodline fall apart. It always brings me so much joy to see so much fear and terror in someone's eyes. Too bad that's about to end. Bot takes out his sword and attacks Casey, when suddenly... a bot's eyes open wide with shock, and Casey opens her eyes and sees Alexander kneeling, stopping a bot's attack with the Lux sword. No. It's been a long time, hasn't it, bot? How the hell did you get that sword? For being an evil genius. You really are bad when it comes to securing yourself. Oh, really? Then the bot jumps back and screams, Super Pupas! Reveal yourselves! Suddenly on all sides, multiple mounts of pupas spawn out of nowhere, terrifying Casey. You may have been able to stop one attack, but can you stop 1,000? Attack Super Pupas. The Super Pupas come charging towards Alexander. When Alexander stands up and gets in position, then says, Let all light burst through the darkness. Suddenly all the Super Pupas are cut into pieces, and Alexander is teleported 2 feet away from a bot, as all of the Super Pupas fly into the sky. Casey is shocked as well as a bot, which angers a bot. Is that really all the best you got, a bot? You are so fucking annoying. Fine then. I'll take care of you myself. Then he pulls out his Tenebrae sword, and then both stare off against each other. Bot and Alexander stand off against one another. Alexander stares with eyes of determination, while Bot stares with eyes of insanity and hatred. Suddenly the light flickers before completely turning off, only allowing the light of their eyes and their blades to be seeable. A bot makes the first move, bringing his sword up towards his face and then thrusting it towards Alexander. Alexander quickly swings his sword to counter it, and quickly both of them charge at each other, which Alexander quickly tries to hit a bot. But a bot counters at the last second. Immediately a bot does a spin and tries to hit Alexander, but he blocks it just in time. Alexander moves his sword down, making the bot's sword to shift downwards. Immediately a bot puts his other hand in Alexander's face and creates a purple flash and fires it out, but Alexander teleports away at the last second, surprising the bot, forcing him to counter and teleport behind Alexander. Bot quickly tries to cut him straight down the middle, but Alexander turns and counters it immediately. Then a bot quickly teleports to Alexander's front and tries to cut him from below, but Alexander quickly turns and sees him and slams his sword down on bots, causing a massive yellow flash. Immediately a bot teleports into the air at Alexander's head level and tries to cut his neck off, but Alexander counters him at the last second. Then a bot quickly teleports to Alexander's behind and tries to cut his neck from there, but Alexander quickly turns and counters at the last second. Suddenly a bot teleports in front of him, shocking Alexander, forcing him to only be able to block, causing massive yellow and blue flash to burst and blast through the darkness, causing Alexander to push back immensely. Finally, Alexander is able to get a foothold and pushes the bot back. The bot tries to swing down his sword at Alexander, but Alexander counters. Suddenly, Alexander gets the upper hand by swinging back his sword and hitting a bot's sword back, shocking the bot. Quickly, Alexander presses down on a bot's sword with his own, causing blue and yellow light to flash through the darkness. The bot, furious, decides to teleport all over the place to try to surprise Alexander, attacking him from his right, left, above, and below, forcing Alexander to use his reflexes extremely quickly. The speed increases, making it feel like a yellow ball swinging in the middle. Blue slashes come flying at it, always deflected. The intensity of the assault begins to tear up the ground and release purple lightning, flying in all directions. It gets to the point where chunks of the ground are flying into the air with the rubble. Suddenly, white light begins to come out of the edges of the yellow. A massive purple explosion covers a massive part of the spaceship, Then the smoke appears, revealing a massive pit now in the middle of the spaceship. Then we cut to Alexander, who has teleported to the edge of the pit and is gasping for air from exhaustion. Suddenly, through the smoke, a blue sword swings in the air, dispersing the smoke instantly, revealing a bot to be alive on the other side. A bot, in a furious rage, decides to press his foot into the ground and sends out a massive slash blast, traveling directly towards Alexander. Alexander quickly deflects it, sending it flying upwards until it explodes at the ceiling, releasing a massive yellow blue light, revealing a platform where Alexander and a bot run towards each other and attack with velocity. Their yellow and blue swords moving all over the place, trying to find new ways to hit the other. During their fighting, suddenly a bot grabs Alexander's neck and presses him into the control panel and is about to cut him in half with a sinister smile. Suddenly Alexander kicks the bot in the face, blinding him for a short moment as he swings his sword all over the place, accidentally hitting the control panel. Suddenly the TVs turn on with a massive red light flashing, revealing that he has accidentally activated a lava leak. Suddenly lava comes bursting through the vents of the room and floods the first part of the floor, disintegrating the Alpha and Super Pupa's corpses. Casey quickly crawls over to a higher platform and is able to escape the rushing lava. Soon the beams supporting the platform begin to fall apart, causing both a bot and Alexander to lose balance and hold onto the railings for dear life. Then bam! The platform hits the lava and floats on it, standing upon the burning inferno. Alexander begins to stand up, looking at a bot with sadness and grief. Then Alexander says to a bot, please! And Alexander sticks out his hand and says, this is our last chance. Stop this desire for revenge, this path of hatred and judgment. Please! There is a better way, a bot. There's still a chance of redemption, for peace, for mercy. Then a bot stands up and stares at Alexander with judgment for saying, what? Allow my suffering to be meaningless? The suffering we went through? The losing of our home? The loss of our families in that burning inferno? To give mercy to those who banished me? To forgive you for leaving me? No, I'll never forgive them. Or you, Alexander. This is where everything ends, once and for all. Then the bot gets in his fighting stance. Alexander looks with sadness and despair before saying, in that case, I'll do what I must for a bright future. And the bot smiles sinisterly and says, your dreams, my old little brother. Then Alexander straightens his face with strength and concentration. Then a bot suddenly activates his sword and charges towards Alexander. He quickly tries to cut him from hip to shoulder, but Alexander counters. Then a bot comes slashing from above, but Alexander dodges and tries to cut a bot's waist. But a bot jumps into the air and lands behind Alexander and tries to cut him from shoulder to hip. Alexander quickly turns and counters, and soon both are attacking each other at high speed, twisting and turning, trying to hit new places like the arm, stomach, and legs. Both jump and dodge every attack. But then a bot teleports in front of Alexander. Unfortunately, Alexander only has time to block his attack, which sends him flying off the platform and onto the broken, melting metal floating onto the lava. A bot smiles sinisterly and teleports to Alexander and tries to cut him in half. But Alexander teleports to a different platform before he can cut him. The bot chases Alexander platform after platform, filled with hatred, rage, and no mercy. Finally, Alexander makes it back to the platform and counters a bot's attack, making him lose his balance. Bot falls onto the ground and quickly jumps back up, but Alexander charges and sends a barrage of attacks from multiple different angles. But each attack, a bot dodges and comes closer to him. So he and Alexander lock swords, causing a massive yellow and blue flash throughout the spaceship. Suddenly another platform begins to break, and Alexander uses his chance to jump onto it, allowing him to have a higher position than a bot. Then Alexander screams out to him, it's over, a bot! Any attack you do, I will be able to deflect easily! Then a bot smiles sinisterly and says, oh really? That's seriously all you got? Then Alexander opens his eyes wide, once he realizes that a bot has teleported away. Alexander quickly teleports around, but it's too late. A bot cuts off Alexander's hand, making him scream in pain, making his sword to fly into the air before falling down onto the platform deactivated. Then a bot stares down at Alexander with disappointment, saying, I'm quite disappointed in you, Alex. Since the years you left me, all you've gotten is weaker and weaker, while I have risen greater and grander. I've become powerful, strong, a king! No, not just a king. Soon, I will be God, the ruler of the universe, and to make it the way it should have been since the beginning. Now these stupid things like forgiveness and mercy, no, only justice shall prevail. And so, I hope you're ready to watch, Alex. The end of your universe and the beginning of the real one. When the bot finds the staircase and begins walking towards it, planning on watching the destruction of the universe once and for all. Alexander, gasping for air, opens his eyes and sees his arm bleeding out. With little time left, he gets up and grabs his sword with his other hand and activates it, pointing at a bot. A bot, surprised but not diminished, says, "Really, Alexander? Trying again? This time bleeding out? The only reason I can think you want to get up would be... Oh, you have a trump card, don't you? Well, unfortunately, it is a little too late for that now, my old younger brother. So whatever you want to do, go ahead, but it won't do anything." Then a bot turns forward and continues walking. Then Alexander, more determined to dedicate to any moment in his entire life, says, "No, bot, it's a little late for you, Alteran." Suddenly, Alexander is now a beam of golden light, while at the same time the entire world around a bot turns white, shocking a bot. Bot turns around and pulls out his sword, pointing at Alexander, and he screams, "What the hell are you doing, Alex? Just give up already!" Then the golden beam implodes, sending massive shocks of wind to a bot, forcing him to cover his face. Then a gust of wind slows down, allowing bot to open his eyes and open wide, saying, "What? What have you become?" Then we see Alexander, now in golden robe with long golden hair, a golden blade, and golden eyes, staring at a bot like it's piercing his soul. Then Alexander states, "Adora means final decision. The final decision. If I use this technique, my sword and all powers will go along with it. That's what final decision means." A bot in shock and baffled thinks to himself, "I can't sense an energy. Any power? How can this be?" Then we cut flashes of bot's power and plan throughout the entire series. Evolve into a being far beyond that of any species known to the universe. Just as slaves can never be considered equal to their masters, no humanoid race will be able to withstand my incredible power and pressure, and become the creator of the most greatest creatures, far surpassing anything God could have ever made. And yet, I can't sense Alex's strength. Then we cut to the present. Wait, the only reason why I wouldn't be able to sense his power is because he's at a higher level than myself? Then upon his moment of rage begins to scream in extreme rage, opening his jaw, his eyes turn dark blue, and his sword turns into 6 blue wings, 3 on his left and 3 on his right. Then a bot screams out in rage, "No! No, no, no! This is impossible! Absurd! Madness! A fool could never surpass me, and I'll prove it right here, right now! Goodbye, Alex! Stay in hell!" Then a bot opens his mouth wide and creates a blue ball of energy and fires at it, pointing blank at Alex. The massive blue blast hit Alex directly. Smoke soon disperses it, and Alexander is completely untouched. Bot steps back in fear and terror. Then Alexander lifts up his blade upwards above a bot's head, preparing to cut from that distance. Then a bot, in furious outrage, charges towards Alex and tries to punch him in the face. He hits him, sending out a massive shockwave, but it doesn't hurt Alex at all, shocking a bot in confusion. Then suddenly Alexander moves his sword down and says, "Alvina." Suddenly we cut outside of the spaceship, and all that is a massive cut, splitting the universe into 2 from the spaceship, appearing like a massive white cut in outer space. At the end of the battle, a tear has happened in the universe, which has cut through planets, suns, and galaxies. Then Alexander falls to the ground, with no more powers, and now his sword is gone, because his final attack cost him the sword. Silence falls in the spaceship, until Casey wakes up and sees Alex alive, and he says,
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
when suddenly, a bot begins to generate his left half, and then begins to laugh insanely. You are so fucking stupid, Alex. Then he steps on Alex, making you scream. Did you really think I would tie to something like that? Something so weak? You really are fucking stupid kid. It's time to die, Alex. He then lifts his foot and puts it over Alexander's head, when suddenly, Casey intervenes, stopping a bot's foot to kill Alex. What the hell do you think you do? You've been cut in the waist! You've lost your arm! And yeah, you think you beat me?! A bot picks up Casey by the throat and throws her onto the ground. Do you really think you can stop me? Why do you all think you can stop me? I am God, the new creator, the almighty, me! So why the fuck do you fools keep throwing your lives away when it'll be in vain? Tell me! Bot then stops on Casey over and over again. You're just a stupid fucking girl. You fell for everything with ease, and yet you have the audacity to try and defeat me? Bot steps on her over and over harder, making her scream in pain until she stops. What's wrong, bitch? You've had enough? Well, I didn't say you were done. Bot continues to stomping on her over and over, so much that the green blood splatters all over her place. Mr. Your thick fucking head. I am God. I am the creator. I am the almighty. All creatures shall bow down to me when my name is called. This universe is all mine. I will always be a million steps ahead of you all! Suddenly a similar voice is on the intercom. Connection achieved. Alex? Bob looks back and sees that Alex is gone. A bot runs towards a locked door. No! The ultimate weapon! I'm sorry to interrupt your victory, a bot, but it seems that you've been misinformed. You were never going to win, nor you were ever going to be what you truly wanted to be. Not just to a bot, but to all of you who have been called here into this hellish maze of death and misery, misdirection, and misfortune. A maze with no escape, a maze with no victory. You haven't realized what's about to happen. Your anger towards one another has led to thousands of deaths. Chasing the passion of revenge in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet so far out of reach. But you all will never find it. None of you will. This is where your chapter ends. And to you, Casey and Terrence, my brave soldiers, who were unfortunately dragged into this mess. Although I did have a way planned out for you, I know that you are right where you want to be. I will also be here. I am nearby. All the things that have happened will not be remembered. The pain and suffering of everything that started this finally begin to fade away, just like the agony of every tragedy should. But to most of you, trapped in here, be still. Rest now. The time of salvation is here. I believe for most of you, there is peace and perhaps more waiting for you after this everything turns to ash. Although for one of you, the fiery lake of hell has opened early to swallow you whole. So don't make the devil beat you to the punch. My daughter, you can hear me? I knew you would return as well. You never gave up on anything you did. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you made the deal with body, that I wasn't able to lift you in my arms, the way you lifted others into yours. Then, it became me. You should have known you wouldn't be content trapped in the computer. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest. For you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends for all of us. End connection.
I paint my fingernails.
Alex, don't do it!
Alex. And everything's on sale.
The end is finally here.
I pull your arms right in. I weep and say goodnight, love, while my organs pack it in. And here it is, our final night alive. And as the earth burns through the ground, oh God, it's you that I
Finally, I did good. I did good.